folks, it's Switchback. It's really easy to make mistakes when it comes to your food when you're getting into backpacking, and a lot of it just comes with practice and experience, but hopefully this video will cover some mistakes that will help prevent you from making some of them. Taking way too much food. Now this goes back to packing your fears, and it's really easy to get caught up thinking I'm going to need an extra day or two of food just in case, and that's a lot of extra weight and a lot of extra bulk that you don't necessarily need to carry. All of your meals should be planned, including your snacks. And of course that can be flexible. I'm very flexible with mine. It's, 3 breakfasts, 3 lunches, 3 dinners, or what have you. Carry 1 extra meal, maybe 2, but I don't think that carrying a full day of extra food, unless you're very flexible with your plans and you might be extending, is really necessary. And I know I have been guilty of carrying way more snacks than I'm going to actually ever possibly consume. Now that said, you're probably going to have some left over when you finish your trip, and that's okay. But don't get too crazy on it. And again, you'll figure out how much you really need to take with you just with experience. Next, taking more than will fit in your bear canister or bear bag. Again, this is something I have totally been guilty of, and I've had to hope for the best. But don't forget that your other smellables have to go in there too. And so like your toothbrush, your toothpaste, your sunscreen, any medications from your first aid kit, any soap, any snacks or foods that you didn't consume completely on the first day. So if you have, a bag of trail mix, for example, you're probably not going to consume it all on the first day. And for me, I don't portion it out, so whatever's left of that has to go in the bear canister. Most people leave out whatever they're going to consume for their first day, but anything that's left over from that will have to go back in there. Also your trash. Cooking right in camp. And this is especially critical when you're in bear country, that you do not cook right where you're going to be hanging out or where you're going to be sleeping at night. The further away that you can be from your camp, the better. So for example, if you watch my Yosemite and altitude sickness video, you'll see that I was really far away from camp when I was cooking dinner and where we ate dinner. But it's not just bears that can be attracted to that. Marmots and mice and squirrels and just all kinds of things can be attracted to it. And if it's in your tent, even worse. I know I've seen a lot of stories. Thankfully, this has never happened to me, but I've seen stories of mice chewing through tents to get in. That doesn't sound like fun to me, so I really try to keep all of that stuff out. Thinking that you're going to want to cook or prep anything for lunch. And again, this can be different for everyone, but I have definitely gone on a trip thinking I was going to cook something at lunch, that I was going to stop and boil water and rehydrate. And I have done that, but it sucked, quite honestly. It takes more time, more energy, and, because you can, let's say that you wanted to rehydrate something and it takes, 20 minutes to rehydrate. Are you going to want to pack up everything and get going on the trail and then eat 20 minutes down the trail and have to stop again, find a good place, and then do that and then get cold again or whatever? Or are you going to want to sit in one spot for 20 minutes while it rehydrates? Probably not, but I like things like graham crackers with peanut butter or cheese and crackers, things like that, for lunch, just to keep moving. And I can either stop and eat those, or I've also eaten them while hiking. But especially if it's hot, you're really not going to want to boil water and eat something hot in the middle of the day. Stowing your snacks where they're not accessible while you're hiking. So you're probably going to want to eat throughout the day. Don't forget to keep snacks where you can actually reach them. So if they're in the back of your pack, unless you have a buddy with you, which a lot of the time I don't, it's going to be, you have to stop, take off your pack, dig around and go get them, versus I like to carry mine in a fanny pack or in my hip belt pockets. And so that I can just grab, my mango strips or whatever and just eat those while I go. Packing large portions, and then you're going to end up having to pack out what's left. And again, you'll figure out what is right for you as far as portions go when you're on the trail. For example, I have found that when I'm at higher elevations, I want smaller portions than I might if I'm down at sea level. And it's easier to piecemeal a couple of things together rather than rehydrate one large thing, because then if I'm not super hungry, I'm stuck with all of this rehydrated, heavy food that I need to pack out or shove down when I'm stuffed and don't really want to. It's not a lot of fun to have to pack out a bunch of rehydrated food. What food mistakes have you made? I'd love to hear them down in the comments below. Now, if you want to hear some mistakes that are common while you're getting ready for a backpacking trip, I have those right up here for you. If you got some value, be sure to give it a like and subscribe down below, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Anyway, okay.